Sometimes I just like to blame the quirky girl characters in TV shows of the early 90s as the reason why I was probably late diagnosed autistic. Hi, my name's Crystal. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and therapist in the states of California, Texas, and Maine. And I'm here to talk to you today about why autism is often missed in women. I should also just say this is general psychoeducation based on research and clinical patterns and not an evaluation of any individual viewer. This does not constitute a clinical relationship, you watching this video. This is just for educational purpose. Oh my God. Okay, do you guys remember Book It? I was a badass at Book It. Book It was absolutely my jam, and to boot, I loved Pizza Hut, so it was a marriage made in heaven. Book It was one of the reasons probably that it was not picked up as an autistic trait that I was hyperfixated on reading and I was hyperlexic, because in the 90s, there was a huge drive for getting kids to read. You remember those movie posters or those posters that used to be in the library of like celebrities reading books? There was a hard push for literacy in the 90s. And we can only pray we get back to some sort of semblance of doing that. I was the kind of kid who would have one hand on the grocery cart, book in my other hand, not even looking around, unaware of my surroundings when my mom would take us to the grocery store. That's how much I read. I read a shit ton. But of course, especially in the 90s and early 2000s even, that trait is considered really valuable. It's considered favorable. I got in trouble a lot in classes for reading underneath my desk while instruction was going on, but I could pay attention to both and I always got good grades. In grad school, I read all of the Twilight books and all of the Hunger Game books. I was in an advanced standing program that was finished in a year, and I still read both of those series during classes because I didn't have to pay attention, and I was a very fast reader, and I got an iPad for the first time when I was like 22. So I held it under the desk and would just read. These kinds of things, we consider them like favorable traits in girls and women. That's why they're not diagnosed.